Good day, sir. This video is for discussing about our project or the home-based immersion. So first of all, let us know what is composting. So composting is a process of recycling food and other organic matter or organic waste into compost that provides a range of environmental benefits, including providing soil health and reducing greenhouse gas emission, and recycling nutrients and migrating the impact of droughts. So there are three kinds of composting or three kinds of method of composting: the aerobic, the anaerobic, and the vermicomposting. So the vermicomposting was the method we used in this project. So vermicomposting uses worms, oxygen, and moisture to safely break down organic materials with few odors. Basically, worms do the most of heavy lifting, and bacteria also helps. Red worms are the favorites of this type of composting. We chose this project because we want to help the environment. Instead of throwing the trash or garbage anywhere else, we decided to make a fertilizer made of biodegradable garbages. In this project, we can help segregate the biodegradable garbage by converting them to fertilizer, which is through composting. So, and the purpose of this project is to assist our environment in becoming clean and healthy again, as well as to arrange our garbages and turn it into a nutrient for plants or recycle it and to create new items. Another purpose is to minimize or mitigate disasters that put people in danger, such as soil erosion, flooding, and earthquakes. So let's go now to the first week of our project. So in the first week, what we did was to the first step we did was to dig a composting pit and gather biodegradable materials and put it into the pit. Next step is to get a compost or the fertilized soil with the red worms in it, and also put it into the pit. Next, the third step is to put the gathered biodegradable materials into the compost pit. And also, we put the compost into compost soil to cover the biodegradable materials. Next, the step 5 is to put water into the compost pit for moisturizing. The last step is to cover the compost pit with leaves, the abaca leaves. So let's go now to our second week of our project. So what we did was to remove the abaca leaves that covers the pit, and the second step is to mix up the compost inside the pit to make sure that the biodegradable materials were dissolved into the soil, the compost soil. Step 3 is to put water again for moisturization. The last step is to cover the pit with plywood for better ventilation and temperature control. Let's go now to the third week and the fourth week of our project. So what we did was remove the plywood covering the pit, and we mix the compost to make sure that the materials are dissolved into the pit or into the soil. So the third thing we did was to get dried leaves and put into the top of the compost for better moisturization and ventilation. So let's go now to the fifth and sixth week of our project. So in this part of our project, the first thing we did was to remove the cover, dried leaves. Next is we mixed up the compost to confirm if the materials were dissolved into the compost. Next thing we did was to put the fertilizers we made into the plants. So that's the end of our project.